Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to today's video, which is my review of the Still Pretty palette from September Rose Cosmetics. Sweeties, this is my first impression of the brand and of course the review of this palette, as I already told you. So if you've just found me, I'm Leorah, I'm a makeup artist and stylist. I'm living for colorful makeup, glitter and colorful styling. As you can see. So if that is something that you are interested in or just curious about or just, I don't know, then check out my channel, because you know you're very welcome to do so, and also subscribe because I would love to have you here as part of my tribe on this beautiful journey. Alright sweetie, if you don't know how I'm handling my reviews, I always of course create one look, the last look that I'm doing for now with the palette. My review look, I'm creating that on camera. I have two other looks that I have done already that you will see in pictures later on in the video. You will see the swatches, and at the end of the video we will meet here again for the review part. And always in my videos I'm talking to you while I'm doing my makeup about something. Either it's a story time or it's some thoughts on something. So today it's thoughts on something. So I hope you're curious, because I think this is something that should be talked about, you know? Alright sweetie, that is what it is. Without further ado, let's go right into it. Okay sweeties, we are doing a look. Sweeties, okay, now of course I want to talk to you about this palette, because when this palette dropped, so many emotions. Okay, but first of all, I think I want to do something like this, that I'm gonna go in with either these two of the shades, either one of them. That's what I wanted to say. And then basically blend it out with the red and have this one on the lid. Okay, just so we have a bit of an outline so that you know what I'm doing, because I might forget to tell you and update you what I'm doing in the different steps of the application, but we shall see. Okay, sweeties, when I saw this palette, first of all, I was super excited for September Rose Cosmetics to come out with a new palette, because I think it has been a while, and I was like, yes, this is the one, this is the one, and I knew it immediately and there was no doubt about it, and I ordered it on launch. Okay, but the Still Pretty, let's work. The Still Pretty is just such a concept that rings on so many levels. Like, it rings in my soul, it makes me happy, it makes me sing. And it's just so beautiful. To the concept of it is just so beautiful. Now, why am I feeling so passionate about it, or passionately? Don't know what the right grammar is. Why do I feel so strongly about it? Because don't we all struggle with exactly that? Isn't it how they hit the nail on the head? Didn't they though? You know? So of course this palette is because of the owner's mom, you know, because of course she must be older right now, more mature, and she's still pretty, you know. And I'm going to personally now, for at least for now, I don't know if I'll talk about it later again, but I'm going to personally put that topic, that part of the topic, a little bit to the side, because what it said to me personally was of course on a different part of the spectrum. Because of course, yes, when you mature and get older, and maybe get also to very old age, and you see what it does to your body and all of these things, and you're trying to stay fit and you're trying to do anti-aging, or who knows, but maybe you don't, you know, maybe you don't. A lot of people don't, honestly, but you still kind of want to feel pretty, right? You remember how, wait, I forget how to work. Seriously, I'd much rather chat with you now. Okay, so you remember how you used to be, and I even feel that at age 42, I feel like, what happened? What happened? Where's the 16-year-old? Where's the 15-year-old? Where is the girl who just had her first kiss? You know what I mean? So I just don't know what happened. 7 children later, and with fine lines around my eyes. I know that is not bad for my age. I know. But I just still don't know what happened. When did this happen? You know, when did I have those 7 kids? Don't know. Okay, but now let's forget about the face, okay? Because seriously, my face is probably the part of my body that is the least run down. You know what I mean? Because you know, just have 7 kids and see how the rest of your body looks, or just lose 60 kilos. I'm gonna put up the pounds because I never remember. Lose 60 kilos, which I did, and then see how your body looks. You know, just imagine. Now, if you don't know, and if you just found me, I used to be severely obese, and I did a huge, like, a weight loss journey, okay? And I did it with exercise and with diet. I did not have a surgery or anything, but you know, that is what it is. And I had also 7 children and 2 sets of twins within them, and just imagine how that goes, you know, for your body. There is always someone who pays the price, and that is then usually the person who carries the children. Okay, sweeties, let us maybe put on some bone color matte, and then we'll see how it continues here, because I want to blend this out now with the red, but the red, of course, in itself is also a very, very bright shade. So just wiping off my brush a little bit, because I want to use the same brush. Yeah, so with all of that being said, huge intro. With all of that being said, it is a thing that I think everybody can relate to. If you have children, or if you had a weight loss or not, I think we all can relate to this, that at the core of our hearts, we want to be pretty, not even for someone else, but just for us to be okay with ourselves, you know? Because pretty doesn't necessarily mean you need to model, or you need to be like on the cover of whatever all these magazines are. Maybe you just want to feel one with your body and not feel a disconnect or something. I'm going to change brushes. You know, something like this. Sometimes feeling pretty is just, wow, today I got up and I did not stay in my pajamas. You know, not for me, because I always get dressed. There is not a single day when I stay in my pajamas. But I'm just talking like in general, you know. I think pretty can be so many things. Now, if I were to ask my husband what he thinks is the prettiest on me, or like which eyeshadow color, or I don't know, something, he would probably react like, "You're wearing makeup?" Didn't notice. You know, for him it's all different, because for him pretty is just in the soul, you know, and which is kind of cute. It's also really, really annoying at the same time, because I'm working very, very hard on my makeup looks and on my business, and if you're not seen, not cool, you know. You make the queen really angry. But that is a whole nother subject in this whole thing. But with all my weight loss and with my eating disorder that I did have and still recovering from it, there is a certain disconnect happening from your body and from truth and from reality. And then to come across a palette that just tells you, without any excuses or without any exceptions, you're still pretty. That just was, it was so, so beautiful, you know. It felt like someone is putting soothing hands on your head and blesses you. Religious moment. It was so beautiful, because let me tell you how often it happens that I'm in the evening when I'm getting ready for bed or whatever, whenever, you know, or when I'm getting dressed and I'm like, whatever, slowly getting dressed, that I'm looking in the mirror and I look at what I look like without the clothes and without, I don't know, without the head wrap, because I used to have super, super beautiful hair. Now I've been wrapping my head for 20 years. Doesn't make your hair look nicer, believe you me, you know. And all of these things, you know, I look at myself, I look at what life has done to me and what I have done to myself, and I think, yikes, you know. And it's very, very, very hard to accept what you are and who you are, and that these scars and these flaws are part of you. They made you what you are, and they're an essential step of your journey. There is nothing bad about stretch marks. There is nothing bad about a belly flap, you know. For crying out loud, I had 7 children. I'm deserving a belly flap, you know, because I also did not give birth to my children early like Britney Spears in order for her to stay trim and fit and whatever. I carried my twins till like week 37 of the pregnancy. Both sets, you know, just saying. So I'm just... I struggle with this. I struggle with looking at myself and then thinking all these things that I just said, you know, because the natural thing, unfortunately, is you think like, this is horrible, I cannot do this, I cannot look at myself, just put a big blanket over every mirror in the house, nobody should see me. Sweeties, this is why I started to do my photo shoots, because I needed to see myself from a different angle. This is why I needed to do this, because do you know how people, especially when they're overweight, always volunteer to take the pictures so they don't need to necessarily themselves be in the picture? That was me, sweeties, welcome. Yeah, so I needed to be on pictures so I can see how I look through someone else's eyes, because I myself couldn't see myself. I could only stand in front of the mirror and look at everything that is wrong. I'm right now going in with that plummy shade. I'm just trying different stuff. Okay, I could only look at myself and think, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. You gotta do better, you gotta do better, you gotta work harder, you need to be more perfect. Why? Why? Why do I need to be perfect? Why do I need to be perfect? I don't think a lot of people are here on my channel or watching me or looking at me on social media because they think I'm perfect. I hope not. Sweeties, don't do this to me. Because I always say here, right? I always say here, I'm not doing this because I am perfect. I'm very open about the things that I don't know or I can't do or that I'm struggling with or that I'm making myself learn right now. I'm very open about this. So I'm not perfect. And that is what it is. And I think it's just so much more relatable, and it's so much more healthy. So much more healthy for other people to see a person that is going through the same stuff that they're going through, you know, and learn from each other and draw strength from each other. Like, really, you know? Okay, so what am I doing now? I think I'm going to just take a sliver of this one here. This is the shade what? I don't know. Jybel Daisy. Maybe. I don't know. And I'm going to put that, just a hint of it on top. I just don't know which brush. Never know which brush to use. Okay. Alright, so in any case, that is what I wanted to share today, because I think it is so important that at the end of the day we get to the point that we can stand, forget everybody else, you know, not your husband, not your children, not your whatever, your mom or your grandmother. Oh, there's so much toxic behavior within families also when it comes to weight and stuff. We spoke about this here on the channel already, but forget all of them. They're really, at the end of the day, while it hurts and all of that, it's not important. You and yourself in front of the mirror when all the makeup is off and the lashes are off and the brows are off and the push-up bra is off, you know? And I don't know, shaping underwear is off, who knows what. Whatever it is, okay? That you can say, thank you. You're still pretty. You're still mine, you know? And now I'm gonna cry. Not saying that I'm there yet at all. Just saying, wouldn't it be wonderful? You know? Okay, so now, need to calm down. All right, and this is also, it's so hard for me to teach this to my children. I mean, especially now thinking about my girls, because they're now 11 years old and they are starting to feel things, you know, about their bodies and comparing themselves to other girls and whatever, and the whole race between the girls in their class, in their school and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about. So I'm trying to teach them. I just don't know how, because I'm myself not there. How can I? I can only just like take them by the hand and just like give them little nudges in the right direction. But honestly, don't know myself. Don't know myself. Okay, so now I'm going to put this all over my lid because I want to. This is going to be beautiful because I'm still pretty, you know? Yeah. This is how it looks. This is a very, very red look. Go figure. I love this. I love, 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 love this. Also the formula of the shimmers. Of course, I'm going to talk more about this also in the review part, but just saying, it's just so pretty. It's just so pretty. Okay, sweetie, so this is basically what I wanted to share with you. I know that when it comes to stuff like this, I sometimes get a little bit preachy, so you gotta have to live with that, because I'm just very passionate about stuff, and then, you know, I talk a bit like a preachy person. So of course you need to do whatever is good for you, and whatever, you know, that's not part of me. I'm doing here what I do here. All right, now I'm going to also just put a little bit on my finger and just dab it all over. And I think with that, the look is basically done. This was really, really easy. And I'm wondering, you know already, but I'm wondering if I should do some kind of a very, very fun and sparkly liner, because I feel this could be cool. This could be cool. Yeah. So this looks good. So what you're going to do now is you're going to see the other two looks that I've done with the palette, and of course you will see the swatches of the palette, and right after that I'm going to welcome you back into my arms for the review part. So in just a second, stay tuned. Okay, sweeties, here we are, of course, with the finished look and the finished styling, and this is how it turned out, as you all saw in the intro. Okay, so let us zoom you in so you can take a closer look, and then, of course, as always, I'm going to share what I did to finish the look. Yeah, so this is the first time, honestly, that I also did a liner with chunky glitters. I do liners with finely milled glitters all the time, but this is the first one that I did this way, and I kind of really love it. And I feel the older I get and the harder it is to draw a straight line because of texture on the lids. This could be the way to go, seriously. You know, try to stop me. Yeah. Okay, sweeties, don't try to stop me, because there is no stopping right now. Okay, sweeties. This is the palette, and of course I think I even forgot to tell you or to show you in the intro how the palette looks from the inside. Doesn't matter, this is how it looks, okay, sweetie? Okay, now in the inner corner I of course use this one. This is kind of the obvious choice. It's not the only way to use it, but I think I did in the first look, and in this look I used it in the inner corner, and this whole palette kind of lends itself to do like really bombastic, out of this world, stunning, and boom in your face kind of looks. But you'd also do have some other options that you can do. It's just not what I necessarily do. When I see a palette like this, I want to go in full force, you know? Alright, so this is what I have in my inner corner, and actually for under my eye I used all kinds of shades because you can layer them so nicely. I used this one and I blended it out with this one, and then I think I layered something else on top, and now I forgot, but definitely these two I have, and something else, don't remember. But in any case, just so you know, this is basically what I did. And for the glitter, I just used something from AliExpress. Some chunky glitter, random, nothing special, that I got from AliExpress. Okay, so this is the palette. Now let us talk basics. You do have a sleeve. Okay, that looks exactly like the palette, and of course, yeah, let's talk about the outer packaging first, because seriously, this palette with the flowers and this whole beautiful, just so super pleasing color scheme, and yeah, design, it just fits. It needs to be here. I should have this on a pedestal, like right here, you know? It just needs to be on my channel, like seriously. Okay, so this is just so pretty, and Yeah, that's the name also of the palette. Okay, so you do have a sleeve that looks exactly like the palette. You do have the ingredients here. Okay, so this is how she looks, and of course you do have 15 shades, you do have mattes, you do have shimmers, and you do have foils in the palette, and all of them are of course in this beautiful color scheme. You do have cardboard packaging, you get a big mirror, and of course also shade names. I don't know a lot about these shade names. They're flowers, and then I don't know, are they all flowers? Could be, I don't know. So in any case, this is what it is. It kind of makes sense, you know, with this color scheme. And then of course also this whole idea for the palette is of course for the owner's mom. You know, now I don't know a lot about the owner's mom, but I just feel that it is such a nice way to say thank you, to say I appreciate you, to say I love you, to say, you know, you're amazing. This is such a beautiful way of doing that. I wish I could do that, you know, with my mom. Seriously. Okay, so this is what you're getting, and I think it is so pretty. And if you have not checked out September Rose Cosmetics, then please do so, because it kind of is spectacular. And I'm so glad that I finally got to try this brand, because I wanted to try this brand so many years ago when they came out with the Slush palette, the first one, because I think there was also a second part that was, I think, all matte, but the first one I do believe had mattes and shimmers, and that was the first time I saw this brand being featured, and that was on Angelica Nyquist's channel when she was still much smaller. Maybe she had like 25k or something. This is how long I've been following her, and this is the first time that I saw this brand, and I wanted to have it so many times, and every time I did have the funds to go and buy it, it was kind of sold out, or there was something, you know. So now finally I got this one, and I might still get myself the Slush palette as time goes on, you know. But in any case, this is the story. You know, of course this brand is based in the UK, in case you didn't know, just so you know. Yeah, so what do I think about the performance? I think the performance was really good, and maybe you also know that I always do have issues with creasing with all kinds of different formulas when it comes to the shimmer formulas, and in this case there I had no creasing, I had no problem, there was no separating, everything was fine. Also the pigmentation of the mattes, super nice. Oh, and also the shimmers pick up nicely on the brush, I have to say, you know, especially the foils sometimes can be a little bit more difficult, but these picked up super nice on the brush, in case that is an issue for you or that's something you want to know. Now back to the mattes, they are very blendable, considering that there's like super boom in your face kind of colors, right? They're very blendable, they're very buildable. There's some mattes that I just noticed now while I was watching the palette that feel a little bit drier to the touch, for example this one right here, but it does not do anything to the performance. That is really just when you touch it with your fingers, but I don't think a lot of people do apply their mattes with their fingers. So just saying that is what I felt, but it does not do anything to the performance according to my experience, you know. So that is what it is. I think this was beautiful. This was beautiful. I did have a little bit of staining, which can be expected, I guess, with a color scheme like this. Today I don't know, because previously I had not used those red shades, but I did have some staining with those darker berry shades, but not really horrible at all. So yeah, so that is what it is. So with all of that being said, this is definitely Leorah approved. I'm super grateful to have this in my life and as part of my collection, that I got to work with this, that I got to feature it here. Super happy about that, and you please check out that brand, okay? Beyond that, I know that some of you have told me already that you got this and you bought it, so good for you, sweeties. You're going to enjoy this one for sure. All right, beyond that, of course, also the whole thing that we spoke about in the makeup application part, you know, with the whole issue of feeling pretty in all kinds of situations where your life has taken you. I think that is really something to think about and just maybe mull it over a little bit, and maybe we can, you know, use this journey here together to just get to the point where we can just be good. We can be good within ourselves, you know, in the sense of we have arrived, and we don't need to fight this constant battle of we're not good enough, we're not pretty enough, we're not fast enough, we're not I don't know enough, you know, that we can just be still. We can just be still, and we can have this feeling that we've arrived and that we are in peace. I think that will be the thing that will make us the prettiest, you know? That's just my 2 cents. Okay, sweetie, that is what it is. Please check out my description box for all the information, what else I have on my face, for my discount codes with different brands, for ways to support my channel, and of course also for my social media, which is linked down there. Beyond that, leave me your comments in the comment section. Definitely want to have your feedback on the topic or on the brand or on whatever. Feel free to share, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. I would love to have you here, and I will see you here super soon for my next video. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.